Well, well. What an interesting 24 hours it has been on the something I never thought would happen, but the stage and boxing match that has become Nigel Farage versus Elon Musk. Or shall we say Elon Musk versus Nigel Farage? Because suddenly, out of nowhere, Elon Musk comes out with I think Nigel Farage should step down because he isn't the leader that reforms needs. He's too weak. And he did a poll about asking people if Nigel Farage was just too weak to lead Reform UK, that he wasn't really doing that good a job. Now, bear in mind why I think this is happening here at this moment. Before we even have to talk about why Elon is going after Farage at this moment in time, we have to look across the pond first and foremost to see what's going on there. During the run up to the election, I brought up a number of times, not only on here but on Geoscope as well, that the Republican Party was in a bit of a bind. It is generally financially not in the best of states, mostly because of the fact that they had opened their coffers to Donald Trump, and he has pretty much ran them dry for all the court cases he's been going through for the past couple of years. Not only that, but it became very clear that a lot of the big Republican donors were just not that into Trump. So they said they pulled back. And even when Trump got the nomination, they pulled back even more. So there's a ton of like Republican donors that actually haven't even donated this political cycle because they just don't want to give money to a Republican Party that is going to give it to Donald Trump, and then Donald Trump is going to spend it in in his own personal defense rather than on campaigns, running for races, getting people elected, which is what they want to see. So along comes Elon Musk. And remember, during this election, Elon Musk single-handedly paid for all the campaigning in the swing states. And there should be, I think, a serious question asked here. If Elon Musk hadn't done that, would Trump have won? Who knows? Maybe it will be the greatest political what-if question of our age. Who knows? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. But while you are doing that, please do remember to click on the like, share, and of course the subscribe button. And of course, there's the Patreon page, there's a Buy Me Coffee link where you can all buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So, doing that, bear in mind, has given Elon Musk a ton of power, and we have seen him exercise that in the past couple of months, almost shutting down the government. We've seen the big row over the H-1B visas, and guess what? Trump has bent the knee to Elon Musk. This is why you've got people like Steve Bannon like freaking out all of a sudden over the influence that someone like Elon Musk has in US politics, to which I've got to turn around and say, well, it's a weird day where you've got to look around and say, yes, Steve Bannon, there is a lot of undue influence in American politics based on money, isn't there? It's kind of weird where you suddenly see him saying that what a lot of people on the left in America have been saying for years, and that is because he has been influencing politics. And now it seems Elon wants to start influencing UK politics. However, we saw the initial barrage from Elon Musk onto Keir Starmer when all the grooming gang stuff that has come out. And eventually, of course, this has ended up with Elon Musk saying that they should free Tommy Robinson, which, again, they should never do. He committed a crime and he's in jail for a very good reason. Like it or not, that's the case, Elon. He committed a crime. He's in jail. So There you go. Not only that, of course, he's a notorious grifter. Um, he grifts money completely off his audience and has fleeced them for God knows how much money. But yeah, all because he's quote defending the working class in the UK. I don't think he's ever actually defended a single working class person ever in his life. But again, that's Tommy Robinson. But it's not a video, of course, about him. However, what seemed to have happened after this was that Labour went to the Trump team and said, "Hey, you've got to stop this. You've got to stop Elon saying this stuff. This isn't good for our politics. We want him to stop. There's a lot of worry that, and I think quite rightly, that this is the type of rhetoric that led to the death of, you know, um, so that was the type of rhetoric that we saw leading to, of course, the death of Joe Cox. I think a lot of people are very, very worried that maybe this amping up of rhetoric could maybe have a similar effect. Now we saw what happened during last summer, where this type of furore was whipped up by the right wing. And of course, we got all those riots. A hotel that was nearly burnt down. Not too far from from where I am. So yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of people obviously very worried about this rhetoric that Elon has been fermenting for the past couple of days. And then, of course, out of nowhere, Farage comes out and does a video, or shall we say, at least makes a statement and says, "Yeah, um, Tommy Robinson is never allowed, basically, as to be a Reform UK member." To which I think this is what sparked Elon to turn around and say, "Oh, he's a weak leader," because I think Elon thinks that Farage has now maybe turned on him. Again, we are sort of trying to psychoanalyze Elon Musk here, and it is a pretty much impossibility. But it really does seem like that. But this has caused, I think, a bit of upset, and I have to wonder whether this might upset the Reform UK apple cart, because we saw during the UKIP days, as I've said multiple times, look, Farage, he's the ringmaster, he's the show person, he's the high diver, the trapeze artist, he is everything. He is the one-man circus. And he certainly was for UKIP. No one else was allowed to share the spotlight. It was only Farage. And guess what? In Reform, no one's allowed to share the spotlight except Farage. It's all Farage. Meanwhile, of course, you've now been seeing, if you've been looking at the stuff going on Twitter, there were a lot of people saying, gee, Nigel Farage should stand down and instead let Rupert Lowe become leader. And in fact, there were a lot of people saying in the comments when you were looking at them that the whole reason they voted for Reform was that Nigel would, get them there, and then Rupert Lowe would come in and finish the job. To which I now have to wonder, will we be seeing in the future potentially a falling out between Nigel Farage and Rupert Lowe? Who knows? But I think this is certainly probably unnerved Farage. There's a reason why he's probably gone very, very quiet indeed about this very recently. This is what he tends to do. If something kicks off, he just goes quiet. He just he's able to duck under the radar for a while the heat blows over. But this isn't just about him. This now seems to have potentially, we'll see in the future, but it very could have, and I hope it does, because oh boy, Nigel Farage, if you know anything about the past and UKIP when he was there, Nigel Farage had a very big public falling out with a lot of, shall we say, UKIP members at that time, and he's potentially now he could have a very public falling out with Rupert Lowe. this, he might think, well, Rupert Lowe's coming after his position. However, of course, remember, Reform UK is owned lock, stock, and barrel by, of course, by Nigel Farage and, of course, Richard Tice. So we'll see what happens if that happens. But as I've said before, yeah, Reform UK ain't changing despite that. And Ben Habib probably has made the best move ever by saying, yeah, I'm not going to be in this party because he's not democratic. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see if there's any further development on this. But this generally came out of nowhere. Generally out of nowhere. And quite frankly, shocked us all. But there you go. So as always, let me know what your take is on this situation. Do you think we're going to see more friction between Musk and Farage? Do you think that this could cause maybe a falling out between Nigel Farage and Rupert Lowe? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so, because that would be a very public falling out indeed. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Click the like, click the share button on your way out, and of course, we'll see you all next time.